Hi viewers, I am your Dr. Kola. Welcome to Teaching Aptitude series. Four series will be there, and that too particularly for English medium. There have been a number of people messaging me regarding having teaching aptitude and various subjects for English medium. Definitely we will try to make before the examination and try to find out the time, right? So we start with teaching aptitude. We have 5 marks for that one, right? Okay, we come to first question. A person can perform a special task efficiently. What is that efficiency called? It is whether one, natural efficiency, personality, IQ, or aptitude, right? So we said that perform a special task efficient, then it will be natural efficiency, right? So first one is natural efficiency. So we'll take this one, right? What is the cause for the formation of aptitudes? Which will influence to develop aptitude in individual? Surroundings, heredity, training, all the above. It seems all the three are correct. Yeah, surroundings will be influencing, heredity as well as training will be influencing. What is the etymological root for the word vidya? Vidha, vidhi, vid and vaidya. The answer is vid. The word education derived from dash word, French, Greek, right, Latin and Urdu. The word education is derived from Latin word. What's the meaning of Greek word educare? Knowing, learning, developing, reading. The answer is developing. Okay. Educare means the education obtained from organized institutions like schools and colleges is called formal education, non-formal education, incidental education, all the above. Okay, whatever the education we have in schools and colleges, we have particular curriculum and syllabus, and it is carried out in a prescribed timetable and academic plan and year plan and all this thing. So it happens to be formal education. What is the kind of education obtained from adult research centers, radio, TV and open universities? So the answer is other than formal. Then it will be non-formal education. Education due to everyday life experience from the womb to tomb is called formal education, non-formal education, incidental education, none of them. So every day we experience number of things from child womb to tomb. So what we call it is nothing but incidental education. The word philosophy is formed from phileo and sophia. These words are derived from, what is the language from which they are derived? Greek, Latin, German and French. Answer is Greek. What's the meaning of the Greek word philos? Wisdom, learning, knowing, love. So the answer is philos means love. Okay. Who said that education will develop all-round development? Mahatma Gandhi, Shankaracharya, right? John Dewey, Plato. The answer is Mahatma Gandhi, who is the pioneer of Nai Talim or basic education. Who said that cultivating pure and strong qualities in the student is the ultimate of the aim of the teacher? So we have Russell, Rayant, Ruskin and Rene Descartes. The answer, you see, it was told by Mr. Rayant. What is not the objective of primary education? Learning by doing is a part of objective of primary education. Appointing more teachers, resisting permanent literacy, 10% school attendance. 1, 3, 4 are not correct. So the answer, more teachers is not important. What is the teacher's main responsibility in classroom? The process of teaching exercise, development of child, training, curriculum. Okay. You see, when we see all the 4 options, the second one is apt. How is the teacher expected to be according to naturalist? Gardener, a noble person who imparts truth, right? Helper, advisor. Yeah, answer is helper. Who supports the child? Who among the following philosophers is not associated with idealism? Tagore, Descartes, Rousseau and Gandhi. When coming to that, answer is 16th one, is 3. Rousseau is not with idealism, he is a naturalist. Who is the writer of the book Emily? John Locke, Tagore, Rousseau, John Dewey. So it was written by Emily, it was written by Rousseau, who said go back to nature. Who is the writer of book Education? Rousseau, Spencer, Hegel, Descartes. Answer is Spencer. What understanding was the teacher expected to have before teaching the lesson? About the minutes of the lesson, about the changes that he would like to bring in the students for the lesson, about the hard parts in the lesson, about questions that may be asked in the examination. So 19, when we see which one will have to, you see about the changes he would like to bring in change in the students for the lesson. Why second one is apt? Because education should lead to change in the behavior of the individual. The same thing is mentioned in the point 2. From which language of English word school is derived? School, the word is derived from 20. Arab, Urdu, German and Greek. Who believed that nature was the origin of the world? 21. You see, basically it was told, okay, when we see 21, you see it was told that nature was the origin of world by naturalists. Okay, so remaining 3 is or not. Who correct options? Who the following belong to the school of realism? When coming to 24, 22, it is Spencer. Which school of thought William James belonged to? William James belonged to which school of thought? Idealism, right? Naturalism, existentialism, realism. William James belonged to realism. First step to integrate personality. Integral personality is school, right? Society, surroundings, family. Okay. After family only school goes, then surrounding, family, surroundings, school and society. The method of teaching designed by Kilpatrick is project method, lecture method, heuristic method, right? And demonstrative method. Okay, project method was designed by Kilpatrick. Which of the following provides education for a large group at a time? Right? School, media, above 2, none of the above. Yeah, the answer is both of them. Right? And 27. Okay. Sorry, 26. It is nothing but media. Okay, but at one stretch. Okay. Who were instrumental in increasing the popularity of technical and professional education? Idealists, pragmatists, realists, naturalists. The answer is realists, right? Who said that teaching of student in or his mother tongue is like mother's milk? So the options are Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, John Dewey, Comenius. You see, mother tongue was advocated by Tagore. Which school of thought gave the priority to human freedom? Right? We have 4 options here: realism, idealism, atheism, and pragmatism. So we see that answer is 3, atheism. Okay, atheism is nothing but which doesn't. Theism is nothing but which considers God, and atheism is that who doesn't believe in God. The teaching method of idealism seems to be 1, lecture method, heuristic method, question answer method, project method. You see, the answer is question answer method. The teaching method of pragmatism. Okay, when we see pragmatism, it depends upon the practicality. Lecture method, heuristic method, question answer method, and it is project method. Which commission encouraged the reorientation classes for teachers? 32. When come to 32, the answers are Surgeon's Report, Radhakrishnan Commission, National Education Policy, Kothari Commission. The answer is Radhakrishnan. In which year was Kothari Commission appointed? 50, 52, 56, 58, right? Then we see third one, 1964, 66, 90. Answer is right. Which commission said that India's future is shaped in classroom? Right? Janardhan Reddy Commission, Radhakrishnan Commission, National Education Policy, and Kothari Commission. The answer is Kothari. In which year the second new education policy was announced? You see, 1980, 82, 84, 86, 88. According to the Indian Constitution, India should have achieved universal primary education after a dash years from the commencement of the Constitution, right? 10 years of the Constitution. Who first designed teaching materials for teaching? Right? When you see the fourth option, pedagogy, Comenius, Froebel, and answer is Comenius. Which of the following educations implemented his education principles in the Ayurudon school boarding? Froebel, Montessori, pedagogy, Comenius. Okay, Ayurudon school boarding school was started by pedagogy, right? Which commission opined that moral education is must in upper primary schools? Okay, we have four options here. Mudaliar Commission, Sargent Commission, Kothari Commission, Radhakrishnan Commission. Answer is Mudaliar Commission. In which year kindergarten school was established by Froebel? So we have three options and the answer is 1887. Who suggested that children can be motivated or to study well by gifts? Okay, Montessori, Radhakrishnan, John Dewey and Froebel. Froebel was a person to introduce prizes or gifts for children, which led to which led to increase the capacities of the children. Who suggested the formation of universities in India? William Jones, William Hunter, Lord Curzon, Charles Wood. Okay, when coming to 42, answer is Charles Wood. In which period education was imported in forests? Right? 43. When we see in the Upanishadic period, which program will have to be implemented for the social development of the child? We have 4 national festivals to be conducted school elections, self-government competition. So all the above. Who said that teaching should be done through the process of increasing sensory knowledge that is suitable for day-to-day life? 45. John Dewey, pedagogy, Froebel, Montessori. Okay, Montessori is the person, is a lady who started kindergarten school or Montessori school of Montessori type of education. Where was education imparted in Middle Ages? When you come to 46, it is 4 temples. Which of the following would the teacher take special care? Children lagging behind, middle class children, intelligent children, all the above. 47. Children lagging behind. Which period Golaki Matas were established for education? 48. When we see, we have 4 periods: Vijayanagara, Kaktiya, Muslim and Chola period. The answer is. Where was the education imparted in Buddhist time? Temples, forests, Buddhist temples, Golaki Matas. 49 is Buddhist temples. Which year was established the first education commission in the history of India? First education commission. The answer is 1882. Who was the president of Education Commission 1882? 51. The answer stands to be and which year the committee for the universities was appointed? So when we see, we have 4 options here and it is 1902. Here this is one of the question. Who appointed the University Commission? When we go for that one, 53, you have Hunter, Lord Curzon, Radhakrishnan and Nehru. The answer is Lord Curzon. What is the ultimate objective of the teacher? Preparing students for examination, making efforts for total level, inculcating discipline, tagging the scientific outlook. How many of you can guess that which one is the right? The 3 are very much inapt, okay, inappropriate. Only one is apt. See, making efforts for the total development of the students is very important. Each year was the basic education proposed? Yeah, propounded by Mr. Gandhiji. Okay, and it is 1937. Who proposed the basic education? 56 already I told that it was proposed to Gandhiji. Teaching should be like this, centering around the teacher, centering around the student, centering around the society and the school. See, it should be like centering around the student. It's a basic thing which you know. Which of the following is essential for teacher? Right? We have 4 options: knowledge of the society, contents of the lesson, psychology, all the above. How does the construction of the curriculum take place? When you see that one, according to education skills, psychology, philosophy, needs of the school, reverse instruction. Answer is education philosophy. Why should the teacher often consult the parents? right? 60. When you see the four options here, to have parents' participation in child education, who will select the teaching objectives and methods? 61. See, teacher will be teaching, that is why teacher will be designing the objectives and methods. So it is this one, right? Which school of thought said its sole objective was the realization of students' soul? Okay, it is pragmatism. Which issue extensively gave the top priority to? 63. Yeah, existentialism have given priority to students' freedom. To which issue realism gave top priority? 64. It is realism based upon teaching and professional education, technical. What parents generally expect from the school? Make children put their mind in learning, individual attention, joins in class by thinking the best, desired thoughts. Okay, develop child personality in desired thoughts. 65. It is fourth answer. Who will prepare the organization plan of the school? You see, 66. Naturally, the organization plan of the school is to be prepared by the administrator, that is headmaster. This school of thought gave priority to students' freedom. Please guess it. It is nothing but already told that one. It's naturalism. Who designed the steps in teaching? Dewey, Comenius, Maria Montessori, Herbert. The answer happens to be Herbert. What stands for tabula rasa? The brain of the just born child is called as tabula rasa, right? Teaching should be like this: known to unknown, unknown to known, clarity to ambiguity, unscientific to scientific. The appropriate answer is known to unknown. Which commission suggested that honors course should be started for talented students? Kothari Commission, Calcutta University Commission, Janardhan Reddy Commission, right? Another one, Sargent Report, is Calcutta University Commission. Education process is a three-pole method with student, teacher, and as a would-be teacher, how would you establish the link between the students and surroundings? Help the students understand his surroundings. I'll use the surroundings as a learning method to day-to-day learning process. You see 72, it will be 3, about 2, right? Both of them are appropriate. To who is evaluation useful? Teachers, headmasters, students, teachers and students. And the answer is 3, apt 1. Which year this non-detention method introduced? Okay, 74 when we see this third, okay, 1970. Non-detention means not failing the students or making the students to continue in the same class. Up to what class elementary school education is limited according to the suggestion of National Education Policy? And you see the 75th one, the answer is 6 to 8 standard. 6 to 8 standard. Who can evaluate the student's ability properly? Headmaster, school teacher, friends, parents. Naturally, evaluation will be possible through class teacher, right? What changes do take place in person's behavior? What changes to take place in person's behavior is nothing but by learning. Primary level in Andhra Pradesh means, okay, which classes? First one, first to fifth standard. Which commission submitted the report Education and National Development? You see, Kothari, Janardhan Reddy Commission, Calcutta University Commission, National Education Policy. Please guess that. I will give few seconds. Anybody able to guess that one? Which commission? Kothari Commission, you know, right? National Education Policy, you know. But the answer is Janardhan Reddy Commission. In which year Macauley's English Education Policy came into the effect? Right? It should be noted to everybody, and the answer is 1835. Which year was the concept compulsory elementary education was accepted by the government as its objective? 81, 19, 21. What are the benefits of students' excursion? Rest from everyday routine, Scope to gain direct knowledge, increase of intimacy among students, and none of the above. Answer is scope to get direct. So it is nothing but experiencing. The teaching intended for students who lag behind in studies is micro, classroom, remedial. Answer is remedial. Which year was the committee Hartog appointed? 84. You see, again it's the date 1937. Which commission was headed by Dr. Lakshmana Swami Mudaliyar? Kothari, University Grants, National Education, Secondary Education Commission. Okay, the answer is Secondary Education Commission. It is 861, fourth is the answer. Okay. How many of you could do this one? Which commission was appointed headed by D.S. Kothari? What is that? National Education Commission, University Education Commission, National Education Policy, Secondary Education Commission. The answer is also we call D.S. Kothari Commission, National Education Commission. What is the purpose of population studies? Right? You see, all the three happens to be apt one or not? No. 88. Achieving national objectives is very much important. Which education policy committee proposed SUPW? Education 96, Yashpal, Kothari, Ishwari Bai. So, Ishwari Bai Patel Committee. In which year Mahatma Gandhi introduced basic education system? Already we did the bit. It is 1937. Which commission gave the most integrated report about Indian education? 91. When we see that one, it was Kothari Commission which gave a clear integrated report. Which national body will conduct studies, surveys and research on training, education and publishing reports? So at national level, the research institution happens to be conduct studies research on teachers. You see, it's not students. So it will be National Council for Teacher Education. 93. Which commission suggested the necessary phase should be created for teachers to put their soul into the work and for the children to make the studies a pleasure? And answer happens to be Ishwari Bai Patel Commission, who has proposed SUPW. What kind of students the teacher cannot pardon? 94. Yeah, no intelligence, cannot succeed, no have intelligence. You see, the children who malpractice will not be appreciated by the teacher. To what age group was compulsory and free education intended? You see, for boys and girls till they complete the age of 14 years. Which institute provides guidelines on teacher education and education policy, who works in recognition board education bodies? When you come to 94, the answer is 96. Nothing but National Council for Teacher Education. In which year was formed the Central Institute of Education and Technology? 97. So CIET was formed in 1984. What feature in newspapers impress you the most when you read them as a teacher? Main features: advertisements, sports news, issues-based articles. Right? As a teacher, we have to go through this one. Which provides a big laboratory for biology of teacher? Society, museum, school, garden. The answer happens to be garden. So different types of plants and all this things. What is the education policy advised with Kothari Commission? It is 10 plus 2 plus 3. Which institute has the principal ideas like creating alternative education and technical opportunities? When we come to that one, you see 101, it is whether NCTE, right, whether CIET or NEPA or NCRT, you see, or this is the correct answer. NEPA, okay, National Institute of Education and Technical Education Opportunities. In which year was made the first compulsory primary education act? The answer is 1918. Yeah, you have to remember the dates. Which article of the Constitution indicates free and compulsory education, primary education? So already everybody knows Article 45. Which institute formulates the rules and regulations Needed to join teacher trainings for college for training. The answer is 104. Already I told. Is the National Council for Teacher Education is a pioneer in guiding the teachers. Which commission recommended the steps should be taken to retain 80% of students till test and why they when they join first standard? So answer happens to be 2 Kothari Commission. Which forms the biggest laboratory for teacher for social studies? Society, school, library, museum. And the answer is society itself is nothing but social studies. Which of the following article is 28 of the Constitution related to? 107 is secular education. Which institute designed the education TV programs and telecast them through site in regional language? You all know that its answer is CIET, Central Institute of Education and Technology. Which of the following is the duty of State Education Department? Right, when you go for 109, the answer happens to be all the 4: Education Acts, necessary research work, and assuming leadership. Age group to be provided free, compulsory, and primary education. Right? So we all know that age group 6 to 14 years. Who was the chairman of University Education Forum after independence? So 111 is nothing but S. Radhakrishnan. In which year was formed the SCRTs? Right? So 112, the answer is 1967. State Council for Education and Research and Training were started for the first time. Right? Next question. What is the main purpose of micro teaching? Right? Providing awareness, small topics, right? Informing basic issues of teaching. So 113 we see the answer is developing teaching skills of the teacher. You see, during micro teaching we go for one specific skill to be demonstrated. Which commission suggested that teachers who teach up to elementary level need 2 years of secondary certificate training? The answer happens to be Kothari Commission. Which of the following is the duty of Board of Secondary Education? On 15, providing necessary suggestion or development secondary education, understanding any task suggested for development. These 2 are correct. And which year was appointed Ishwari Boy Commission? Right? Already told this is about SUPW. Right? Which body directs the designing of syllabus and evaluation methods at school? On 17, right? Answer is SCRT at the state level, national level, NCRT. In which year was site established? Right? SIET, state. 118, it is free. Which committee suggested that central portion should be allotted in school's curriculum for service program like SUPW? Right? So the answer is Ishwari Bhai Patel Commission. Which institute helps the primary and upper primary school through teleschool programs every day? 121 is site. What is the meaning of the Greek word skole? Right? 122, it is nothing but interval. Which commission suggests that children of primary level need to stay at school for more than 2.5 hours in school? Right? It's nothing but 123 to Ishwari Bhai Patel Commission. Which institution develops the campaigning, teaching, learning and teaching aids for adult literacy? Right? When you come to that one, it's State Resource Center. Who said that school is a cooperative body? Right? Ribbon is the answer. Which is State Level Council for Learning and Education? See, it is SCRT. Again, which year of India appointed Ishwari Bhai Patel Committee? 127, it is 97, sir. Which institution supervises teacher training, college and provide student guidelines for designing district level programs? 28 is nothing but SCRT. Who holds the most crucial role of school structure? So we have teacher and all these things. but actually headmaster. Which commission suggested that homework need not be given up to 5th standard, right? So which is the committee? Please guess. Can anybody guess that one? Right, again you see 130 is nothing but Ishwari Pai Patel Commission. What is the utility of timetable? Right? Conducting school properly, workload, preventing right time and stress. What is the timetable with details of alignment of class, period, teacher was called? Class timetable, teacher timetable, exam timetable. Right? It is 132. The answer is 2. When his teacher was teacher timetable. And the teacher is not able to clarify a student's doubt there, and he has to do, you see, telling the class, no, first one wrong, yeah, right? Next class, 133. If you are not able to do that one, go for next class. Next, coming to which committee suggested that opportunity to be provided continual lifelong education, right? It's nothing but national education policy. Which commission says the honors courses should be provided for talented students? Right? It is Central Calcutta University Education Commission. Which of the following qualities is needed to become an ideal teacher? 136 one. To be kind to students. Right? What is the main duty of school today is? 137. You see, what is the importing social values on students? What is the main purpose of teaching aptitude in B.Ed and D.Ed student interest? Right? 138. Test the person to know what extent he can succeed as teacher. Which of the following is featured in Operation Blackboard? So, all the above. Who is the right person to evaluate students' performance? Right? Examiner, headmaster, class teacher, friend. So 140, the answer happens to be class teacher.